Hello Stampers, Cheryl, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Australia. Today I'm back with you with another straight to the point video. So what I'm going to do today is double embossing or embossing on embossing. So you can see I've embossed the cardstock and then I've heat embossed as well. And I've used our embossing here. So we're going to use a Beautiful World stamp set and some of our new in colours. So I'll just show a few of the things I'm going to use. This is our embossing folder. It's a beautiful old World Paper Embossing folder. So you can see the beautiful crinkles that give lots of texture to our cardstock. And our framelits called World Map dies. So we're going to use this embossing here and a few of our cutouts. Okay, we'll get to it. So I'll just bring in what we're going to be using. I'm just going to change the colours up a little bit for this one. So you'll need a piece of cardstock, 3 3/4 inches by 8 1/4. That's our card base. And then we'll need our black for our embossing, 5 1/2 by 3 7/8, and also the same size for our insert for our card. And then we'll be using different scraps to cut out, like our framelits and our world dies. Okay, just clear the deck a little bit. And first off, we're just going to fold our cardstock in half. Now with our basic black piece, this is the piece that we're going to actually emboss here. So we're just going to put it into our old paper embossing folder, and you close it down and you're going to run it through your die cutting machine, whichever die cutting machine you have. So I've done a piece of that for you, so you can see the crinkles there. So now what we're going to do is emboss that with our gold embossing powder. So we're going to use our Versamark ink, and all I'm going to do is just run it lightly over our bumps. So I'm just going to put it down and just run it lightly over our bumps. You don't have to push hard. This ink's quite a moist ink, so you get a little bit of time to be able to add your embossing powder. So I'll just set that aside, and I'll bring in my tray. And this is our gold embossing powder. So now I'm just going to put it all over our cardstock. So there's a few places where it's too heavy for my liking, so you're just going to get a brush, any brush, and just brush it off. So once you've brushed it off though, it loses all the stick for the ink. So if you think you've brushed too much, you would have to ink up again once you've heat embossed it to add a little bit more. Just brushing little bits off. And I think that's okay. I'll just set that aside. Now we're going to bring in our heat tool. So watch your ears, and we're just going to heat it. And you'll see, once it starts to melt, how good it looks. So that's how easy that is, and look how effective it looks for your background of your card. So now we're going to move along to our maps here. So you just bring in your cardstock. Now with the new catalogue out, we haven't got our embossing buddy, but if you have it, I recommend that you still use it until you have none left. It just makes it a fraction easier for not getting ink everywhere. So now I'm just going to use our maps here, and we're going to do one of each. Just going to ink up and stamp and ink. We'll set that aside, and we're just going to do that again. We're just going to put our gold so I have done those previously, so you don't have to listen to the buzzing again. So here's our two images that I've just stamped and I've embossed. So what we're going to do now is get our ink. So this is mint macaron, and we're going to use balmy blue. So all I'm going to do is sponge directly over the top of these. So I've just got my dauber, and I just get a bit of ink, rub it off, and then start going over our little globes. We just want to add a little bit of colour, and then you can start to decide where you want it a little bit darker. I've just thought up the top and down the bottom. Just added a little bit more ink, and then you blend it across the centre. My table's squeaking. So set that one aside, and now bring in the balmy blue and do the same thing with this one. And that's enough. So then we're going to get our dies. So all I've used here is the hot circle, and it fits perfectly over the globes, and then we cut them out with your die cutting machine. So I've also done that just to save a little bit of time. So we need our stands. From here, from our card, we need our stands, so I've cut those out. And also, where the stands are standing on is this lovely embossed piece here. So this is our embossing plate that I've done that with. So you just run that through your die machine as well. It doesn't cut, it just does a nice little embossing for you. And before we start putting it together, we might just add, well, I've stamped that envelope. I've got to find my other piece of cream here, and we're just going to stamp on the insert of our card and our envelope. It's just nice to have something on your envelope and your insert of your card. You can stamp off if you like and just not make it quite as dark. So now we've got it all together, we'll start putting it together. So double embossing, you've embossed your background, you've put your heat embossing over the top, and it gives you a great background for your card. Great men's set this is. We always find it difficult for our men's cards. Well, I do. Now there's two ways you can do this little stand. You can either put it directly over this way, or you can slip it in this way. It depends up to you, whichever way you like. So we'll get our base done. I find the Tombow glue sticks a lot stronger when you're doing embossing. Totally up to you what you want to use, but I just find with all the lumps and bumps, it is just a little bit stickier. I'm just bringing in my silicone mat so I don't get glue everywhere when I'm adding to this fine little framelit. Now I can put this one down and do it the opposite way to what I've done, just to show you. I'll put this one down first. So this one I actually put it under it. So this time I'll put it over just to show you the difference. I'm just still going to line it up with that line. Just need to hold it a little bit to hold on to all the lumps and bumps. And now I'm going to bring this little one in over the top. Just sort of measure, just go down a fraction. Bring it down so you can see it. Now with the sentiment, I've just put Life's Journey. So this is a stamp that's in the set as well, and I've just cut it up. So I'll just ink it up for you. And then Life's a Beautiful Journey. I just thought that was a little bit too big and bold to put on the front of the card. So what I've done is just, I've just cut out the two little sentiments that I thought I'd like. And brought them in. I think I've run out of sticky in my pick tool. So, and then like you can cut out the beautiful of it as well and use it in something else. So now I'm just going to add the adhesive on these again. So I haven't done any dimensionals or anything on this card because there's a lot of texture going on as it is, so I didn't really think it needed anything else. And then we're just going to pop the insert in. And there's our simple, quick and easy double embossing or embossing on embossing card. I'll put all the measurements at the bottom of the video, so I hope you give it a go and enjoy doing something with our new men's stamp set. Okay, thank you. Bye.